What's going on, traders? Hope you all had a great Monday start to the week here before big CPI midweek, and then we have PPI on Thursday. Both come out at 8:30. Before we get into any more analysis, reminder that this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. So with that being said, let's get a little bit more in depth here. Markets were able to close green today, not by much, 0.25% in the positive, up about $1.10. Final print coming in at 439.66. And looking here at the daily chart, markets were able to close over that daily 9 EMA at 439.34. But we have to take our technical analysis even more with a grain of salt coming into that big data, and we did see that complex choppy price action today. A lot of fake outs on both sides. Nice little end of the day rally though, but I still am going to be taking it a smaller size until after Wednesday. And then the markets should start to clear up. Overall though, we still are in a type of a consolidation pattern as the markets try to find balance and acceptance in this range. But we still are pinned underneath that 444 level, unable to break out of that yet, which will be key. Really getting over 445 would be what the bulls want to see for that chance to head up to that 449, 450 area for our next bigger target. We are right here still at the top of the volume profile on the daily, so we are getting a decent amount of transactions taking place in the auction here, as you can see with the volume profile, but usually it is a little tricky for the markets to move up while we are at the top of this range here, so we definitely have to keep some caution on the moves higher overall. But yeah, not really too much has changed overall in the market, so let's get into a little bit more of what I'm looking at tomorrow, and we'll keep this video nice and short. Let me see if there's anything else I really wanted to touch on the daily here. I don't think there really is. We're going to look at the fibs here that we're watching. No, not too much has changed there. We still are going to be watching if we do start to get any type of selling, and of course this is bigger picture type of stuff, looking at the daily, but depending if we do see any selling and we start to come back down into the 431, 430 area, of course we'll be watching 430.60 at this 23.6 retracement, and nice confluence if we do start to come down into that area with a back test of the megaphone breakout trend line here. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that as that develops, but we are pretty far away from that, but it's definitely something I wanted to point out. We still have the 20 just sitting right below us at 436.17, so if we do start to sell in CPI or anything like that, and we come down into that area, depending on what tape looks like, it could be an area that we would consider some possible long trades off of that 20, right? So all right, so I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to go over here for the daily charts. Let's get a little bit more in depth at what we're looking at for tomorrow. All right, so let's come down here, and you can see here overnight we clipped that 437 again, a little fake break underneath, recaptured that 437, and we saw a nice rally here into the morning session, pushing us up higher, and then selling off back down into this upper 25% quadrant of the previous balance that we were in, and a nice fake break again lower, and here's what I'm talking about with that tricky price action. Maybe getting a lot of people interested in the shorts as we had broken back below the 438.35 zone, but only for price to get bought back up and then pushed back up higher again into the close. So you can see here, fake break to the upside here, fake break to the downside here, and then we just drifted up higher as we recaptured the 9 and the 20 on the hourly. Let me actually go into the 30-minute chart here really quickly. Okay, and we'll still be watching. I mean, not really, like I said, not really much has changed overall in the markets, so we'll try to get through this very quickly. Still going to be watching that 438.35 zone. You could see the double bottoms here. Yes, and that was Friday's lows, pretty much an opening price, and as long as that still holds and does not give a real confirmation under, bulls are still nicely in control. And really, as we were talking about that Thursday swing low, really that 437, you can see how it reacted down here as we did break below but recaptured. Those key areas again are very prone to those fake outs. So just like we saw up here at the 438.35 area, so take caution in this zone. If we do start break below, we certainly want to be aware of the level, but really want to wait for extra confirmation as we come into those areas and make sure that we do not get faked out to the downside and just, we broke 437, let's load in the shorts. Okay, maybe that's, not necessarily always the case. You have to be able to, look at the tape, look at the depth of market, and then, really wait and have some patience on that. But nice recapture move there, and then, that nice drift higher. So we'll be watching, tomorrow, watching the 20 here as well, right around 439. That zone was highly contested into the close today as the bears kept trying to break us back below it, and were unable to do so. And then we got that nice candle right at the end of the day, coming in, testing that upper part of the range, which I was long pretty much all day. And I was waiting for this move up higher to test the top of the range, and then they finally did it at the last 1 minute or 2 minutes of the trading day. I think actually the last part of that push on this candle came as the market was closed. So very tricky price action like we were anticipating, and that's why I'm stressing this defense being the name of the game, even more so coming into CPI on Wednesday and PPI on Thursday. CPI, of course, is really the bigger market mover, but we definitely want to pay attention to PPI regardless. So yeah, I still will be watching that 438, 438.35, 439, watching for that to hold for the longs. They have been tested a few times, so their strength may start to wane as far as being able to be supported. But really, we want to see back over that 440, and that should give us the opportunity to make a push potentially back up into the 441.38 area. So as long as we're holding those levels, either 438 at the money, 439 or 440 calls could potentially be some strikes I would be looking at. And if we get back over the 440, probably at the money, the 440 calls is what I'd be still probably be trading with that, with looking at to try to get to that 441, 441.40. If we happen to get over that, which I don't think we will, just because of the data and inconsistent price action. But all things being equal, if we got over that, I would be then looking to see about 442 and then about 442 and a half, right? Okay, and for the bears, really need that confirmation under that 437. Same thing, and I already talked about how it can be tricky and trap prone under there, so take caution. But I think the warning sign for the bulls would be getting back under a 438, and then ultimately got to get back under 437. And for something like that, I might even potentially be personally waiting for a 60-minute candle close under that level before making any attempts at shorts back down to the lower part of our balance zone here, down to 436, 435 and a half, and 435, right? So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I would want to go over today. I guess I'd mention here, if if we're back under that 437 for at least an hour, I probably would be looking again either at the money calls or at the money puts, excuse me, or those 436s, and that at maybe 435 depending on the delta. But I probably would be sticking to at the money or in the money in this case, and giving myself definitely some time to work with the expiration, even though I would be day trading them. You don't want to get stuck in the chop with 0 days and have the Greeks work against you. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to go over. Let's just take a quick peek at the day trading fibs here. And you can see that 38.2 extension is right around that 439 area, so we'll watch for that to be supported. And you can see how nicely we came right into that 50% retracement here, right around that 437.75. Little fake break underneath and recapture, and then we pushed up. So a nice opportunity there for a dip buy right during lunchtime. The other thing I just wanted to point out is the potential rising wedge we do have forming here. Let me just draw it out. You can make this case for that setup. Oh, come on, where are you? Okay, there we go. So I also will be watching. We were talking about that 439 area, 438, 85. If that is broken here, then we could potentially see. Let's just watch this uptrend, because if that is broken, that probably will set us up to come back into this trading range here, and we could potentially bounce around in this area, or if they actually are able to take out that 50% retracement, then we'll be coming back down and looking for that 437 and then potentially the 436s as we went over earlier. Alright guys, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Let's trade smart tomorrow. Safe again, high risk environment, choppy environment, tricky price action. So let's take caution and just get through these next couple of days, and then after CPI we should be free and clear for some more consistent price action. So alright, I hope this helps. Take care, and if you haven't already, don't forget, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me if you're finding some value in these updates. Hitting that like button of course helps YouTube push out the video to more eyes, and smashing that like button as well always helps and means a lot. So take care. Let's see what we get tomorrow, and good luck with your trading.